A very warm welcome. Good morning to one and all present over here, teachers and all the educators present out there. A very happy Diwali to one and all, or a happy Deepavali to one and all. Thank you so much for joining on a Sunday that's so festive across India. I'll make sure that the session is short, crisp, and clear to the point. I'm really sorry in case if I'm troubling some of the teachers out there to make you open the laptop and the mobile phone with the notebook and the pen to sit and take down notes on Diwali. No, that's not my intention. I'm really sorry about it. But in order to maintain the decorum of the commitment, stating that every Sunday Super Teacher will be there with the Super Sunday workshop, we wanted to come up with some nice topic. Well, this time we got into the details of Diwali itself, Happy Diwali itself, and Diwali integration is directly related to one of the most famous and approached pedagogical style of competency based education, and that's art integration. We've already touched upon art integration sometime back, but this time we'll have Diwali as a central point, and based on that, let's understand what are the things that a teacher could do in various disciplines. Well, this session will be again, as I short, crisp, probably by 10, 40, or 45 maximum. We'll try to wind it up, and then we can spend time with the families. By the way, just to begin with, in Bangalore, crackers are stopped. They're banned. You can't buy the crackers. It's complete, silent like this. I've never been, in an environment which is so silent, especially during Diwali like this. Coming from the place like Sivakasi and Madurai, where the crackers actually originate. You have got the standard fireworks, the organization that used to make crackers and supply to the whole of the country. That's the place where I belong to, from where I'm coming from. But I've never been so silent ever. It's pitch silent out there. One maybe for the benefit of the environment, but the second part, the sound was very much necessary somewhere. But there are some mechanisms with which the sound can be re-established, and people call that as green crackers. I think you would have heard about it. Happy Green Diwali. Now, what do you mean by Happy Green Diwali? What does it all boil down to? Let's understand one by one with a step-by-step approach with respect to art integration. Shubh Deepavali to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. That's great. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, thank you so much. And probably I'm one of the lucky persons out there to get wishes from so many people on Diwali, apart, just from an extended family sort of a thing. So thank you so much to everyone, and let's continue with the session for today. And before continuing, I have one important announcement. I think I'll be declaring the awards of Certificate of Impact the next Sunday, but I would like to point out few names, because today was the day where we supposed to give away the certificates. But let me show you who are the people who have impacted with maximum number of referrals so far. So there are multiple people coming in the list actually, but not many. The most common, the top, with more than 100 referrals right now in the last 3 weeks for the teachers to join, is actually by the principal of the school called as Mahadevi Birla World Academy, Shishu Vihar. Sonali Sarkar ma'am, you are the person. Most of your teachers have mentioned your name with the code over there, and you have given the exposure to your teachers, stating that there is some Sunday workshop happening, please join. So all the teachers coming from Ashok Hall group of schools, Mahadevi Birla Shishu Vihar, I think the credit goes to Sonali Sarkar ma'am and your management. So you'll be getting a certificate of impact, ma'am. Thank you very much for that. Another person, the next right after that, nearly 100 registrations by this particular ma'am, literally developing Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This is Dr. Miss Sarabjeet Kaur, impacting more than 112 teachers so far with the registrations. So these are the two people with maximum impacts. The number could be really high, but there could be chances that a teacher while registering would have forgotten to mention your name. If the name is mentioned, then the number will definitely be skyrocketing for sure. But anyways, these are the two people. The other people who are there in the list, but still I did not complete the counting, are Malini Mehrotra ma'am from Chrysalis High School, I think Bangalore. And then we have Arul Tamil Shelvi ma'am from Carmel Senior Secondary School. Oh, that's again, I think, from Port Blair. Dr. Ishtiaq Ahmed from Empress School Principal, I think it's from Pune. Kiran ma'am from APS Clementown, and Malvika ma'am from APS Clementown again. So there are some numbers here and there, somewhere 35, 40. The actual result of this will be announced by the the next Sunday, considering this to be Diwali, today let's not have any presentation as such. And I would like to have more participants to expose this particular information. Yeah. So this is the first announcement. Thank you so much for all the people who have been part of this impact journey. If at all you are able to refer someone, and if that particular person is mentioning your name, you will get a certificate of impact ambassador sort of a thing, right? It'll be very valuable. Definitely, for sure. Plant more saplings and make environment safe and make free of pollution. Absolutely, Nageshwara sir. Perfect. Perfectly said. Let's continue. Let me share my screen, teachers. And even on Diwali, I was expecting just 27 to 28 people, 276 to 280 people. Thank you so much for joining. Let me quickly share my screen and live up to the expectations of the sessions. Here we go. So Deepavali integration. Now, why we say Diwali and Deepavali integration? Now, Deepavali is actually the word that got originated right in the beginning about, all these culture. But over the period of time, with Devanagari script coming into picture, Hindi taking over in most of the parts of the Indian, subcontinent, the word Diwali became more famous. There are sometimes, because of such kind of change in words, leads to a misconception as well. For example, one of the common misconception that definitely happens during Diwali or the Diwali festival is Dhanteras. Now, when we talk about Dhanteras, we think it's going to be Dhan and it's directly related to wealth, but no, it's supposed to be Dhanteras Dhan was taken from Dhanvantri. Dhanvantri was the doctor, a doctor of Ayurveda. So it is not the festival of wealth, it's a festival of health. Well, we have Lakshmi Puja as well. We are bringing in wealth as well, but the words which got combined over the period of time came up with certain misconception meanings, which I would like to clear from these sessions one by one under certain categories. That could be social studies, that could be English, that could be maths, or that could be science. Now, when we talk about English, here I mention languages in common. Let's go ahead one by one step at a time. So art integrated learning came into picture in the national curriculum framework 2005 itself, but at that time it was not mandatory teachers. It was there, it was always there, but somewhere over the period of time, the art integration did not really kick off because the policies were policies. There were no framework for the implementation purpose. But not anymore. Right now, there are two states which combine together in order to celebrate an art. An art could be of multiple formats, which we will be going through. But before going through the slides one by one, I would like to talk about the circular in the first place. So this is the circular that you can look onto the screen, I think. You should be able to see. Yeah, here we are. So 25th April 2023, this circular came into picture. Art integrated projects from class 1 to 10 with pairing of states and union territories. Andaman and Nicobar is paired with Lakshadweep Islands. West Bengal is paired with Tamil Nadu, if I'm not wrong. All these things are there in the slides as well. I'll show you one by one. So this is how, they come up with, and this is the recommendation of NEP. Okay, here we go. So here I would like to show you the guidelines of the art integrated project. Remember, this is a 20-page document, a circular coming in 20 pages. Yes, Maharashtra is paired with Sikkim. You're right. Yes, you're right. And all these are like really amazing. If they have given a proper implementation plan for a particular school to take up an initiative on an art integrated project where there is a cross-culture understanding of people. Recently, I've been to Port Blair, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and I was surprised to see that how nicely all the islands put together somewhere or the other could be called as a mini island, and in fact a mini India, and all the cultures, people from West Bengal, Kolkata, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Gujarat, and a small part with great impact of people from Punjab. And right after tsunami, a lot of things got changed over there, but I was able to feel that. Now, to have such kind of diversity, we can feel that here in the mainland, maybe in the cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, but not really many places for the vastness of the country. And in that case, if a student is from, say, for example, a tier 2 town, need to get exposed about what's happening in the other part of the country. And in order to do that, art integration could be a very good approach. Art integration is different from learning about the art. When we talk about Diwali integration, it's about Diwali getting integrated into multiple disciplines rather than talking about Diwali. I hope you are able to understand the difference. What do you mean by Diwali? What is the story of Diwali? All these have got certain roots. Now, we are not getting into the details of Diwali as the central topic. We are getting into the details of maybe chemical reaction as a central topic, and Diwali is an assisting element over there. That's art integration. Let's explore little by little, and let me go back to the presentation. And today, with multiple stories that are going to come over here on the slides, I would request you to put it on the chat if you knew this. Yes, I knew this. And if you did not know that, you can put this is new to me, something like that. You can keep putting it on the chat. Let's get on to the art integration theory once more. So arts can be divided into visual arts, performing arts, and literary arts. Now, all these three things are elements or pedagogical approach for conducting any class. It could be any discipline, math, social science, it could be anything. But the fact is, integrating them in those subjects is itself an art. And that art needs to be mastered by teachers like us. That's what CBSE talks about. Let's go further. This is an important thing. National Curriculum Framework Foundational Stage, FS 2022, that got released, very nicely mentions this particular point, which says that children express themselves, imagine, and create without any inhibition through the arts. The open-endedness and playful qualities of the arts encourage self-expression, intuition, reasoning, imagination, and communication. I think you would have seen multiple movies, and I think there is this movie on dance. Varun Dhawan also acts in that. They say that dance is not a form of an act or an art to impress someone, it is to express things. In fact, back in those days in India, whenever there has to be a story narration, either it was like with verbal story narration, but predominantly it used to be in the form of a drama. Just like the way we go to watch movies these days, drama used to be the biggest thing at that particular time. People used to actually come and perform on the stage, and log ikhatta hoke ek jagah pe baith jate the. And that's still there in some parts of the country. In my village, it's still existing, and people still go for dramas. That's nice, right? Ramayana used to be portrayed multiple times with dramas. That's how probably Dashera is celebrated. Let's continue further. Children need to be supported with the ideas and opportunities to draw, paint, print, create collages, construct structures with blocks. This heavily affects their mental development in a positive manner. Children also love moving, dancing, exploring, and improvising with their bodies and playing musical instruments. So this particular aspect of students getting involved in arts will not only help them in learning a particular subject, but also increase their self-confidence. A person who is good in one or the other form of an art, it could be playing a music or singing a song, it could be dancing or simply drawing, increase a person's self-confidence to a large extent. They become calmer, by the way. In case if anyone gets angry to a large extent over here in this particular batch, start drawing. Yeah, this is what is said over there. Yeah, let's continue further. Dance is a performing art. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. ABCD is the movie. Yeah, you're right. Let's continue further. In order to support arts, in order to support art, Ministry of Education, Government of India came up with one very nice concept called as Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat. Now, Ek Bharat Shresth Bharat is a fantastic concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. They say, like, according to this particular slogan, it says that anything that a human being does in one part of the country or globe, in fact, is indirectly affecting another person in another part. And each and every activity that we do, it's going to be related to the development of the whole of humanity. Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. This is an amazing thing, and I think you should visit this website called as ekbharat.gov.in. Lot of interesting things over there. I'm not getting into the details of it. Yeah, let's continue further. If you knew Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat, you can actually put it on the chat. Yeah, you're absolutely right. In Tamil Nadu, it is called as Terukuthu. Exactly. Yeah. Even now it's quite common, right? Okay, let's continue further with the next one. Now, right after this, there is another celebration mahol, mahol in the sense environment where people get an opportunity to share the cultures, which comes under the category of kalautsav.in. Now, kalautsav.in is a famous event that happens. Let me show you the website, how it looks like. And this is how the website looks like. You can see that Kala Utsav 2023. The schools can apply, the students can participate. See Kala Utsav guidelines 23-24 district level information regarding the circular. Kala Utsav again nodal officer list. Everything is given over here. I'm not again getting into the details of it, considering the timeline today. And importantly, we have the agenda is a little different. So this is the circular, and you should watch this. Kala Utsav. Let's come back to our slides. So these are some of the initiatives, that the Ministry of Education has done in order to integrate art and culture in our regular subjects. So this is the old circular and pairing of states in 2020. West Bengal was with Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir was with Tamil Nadu. You can see the contrast, that they had come up with. And when I go further, this is the new list actually, 23-24. Jammu and Kashmir is actually with Gujarat right now. West Bengal is with Tamil Nadu. Uttarakhand is with Puducherry, Union Territory. Telangana is with Jharkhand. I think you all know this if I'm not wrong. Karnataka is with Ladakh. Look at the extremes again. This is beautiful thing people have done over here from CBSE. And one thing that I really didn't like is once the circular says that if your art integrated project is complete, you can submit it on an online portal. Online portal, it's not working. So the moment I click on the portal where you can log in, this page is not actually working. I'm not able to click anywhere. Wherever I click it, lands up to the same place. So I'm not able to see that. Maybe this will get activated eventually in case if any school is there in this area of art integration where you have uploaded in the CBSE website. Do put it on the chat if possible. Try to put the procedure so that it can be helpful for everyone else as well. Yeah, let's go further. So there is a separate link for art integration and art education. I would like to share that link with everyone on the chat right away. So NCRT has come up with the textbook and the guidebooks for the teachers on how to use art integrated approach. For example, art integrated learning guideline for secondary stage. It's a new book. Art integrated learning handbook for class 6 to 8, 1 to 5. Everything is already given. I'm not opening the book because that's not the agenda of the day today. And in case if anyone wants to go through all these things from super teacher explanation point of view, please go back to the art integrated learning session of Super Sunday. There we would have opened some of these links and you get a better clarity. Let's come back to the main topic of the day, and that is going to be Diwali integration. Now, when we talk about Diwali integration, the first integration that I would like to talk about is, anything in India will be incomplete if you don't talk about literature or literary works. Language has been one of the rich culture which nobody could acquire from India. We were looted financially, materialistically, things were taken away, but our roots of culture and tradition remained in multiple places. Why? Because these were encarved on the stones. These were written on leaves that can stay forever. The documentation part of our country is one of the greatest scientific, I would say, inventions, innovations, or magic. The kind of things that India holds as a history in the documents that you can't even imagine. If I have this question to you, that where are you going to write this, the only thing that's going to come to our mind is a notebook with a pen, right? But we didn't do that. The things were written in multiple different forms with multiple different instruments. Some of them are the walls of a temple. Some of them are the leaves of certain trees, and these leaves were saved in a manner that they can never get perished. Things like that, right? Ola chudi karke they say that. Aati chudi, the multiple things, multiple documents. Palm leaves used to be quite famous. Yeah. So anyways, coming back to the literature and the stories, dramas and stories in India used to be the means of communication of a certain concept. It could be behavior or it could be a scientific phenomena. And Ramayan or Mahabharat or something that has already happened out there. It could be about Mahavir, or it could be about the history of Sikhs. When we talk about Sikhs, it's all about stories with which the way you narrate, you try to teach a particular concept. And this teaching has very nicely happened, and Diwali is celebrated in 5 days. According to the literary works of India, it is celebrated in 5 days. Especially this is followed majorly in Hinduism, Well, in Buddhism, in Sikhism, also these are already present. I would like to talk about that a little later. But here in this case, the first one is Dhanteras. Dhanteras is day one. That is probably today here in the southern part of India. We celebrated it today. So it marks the beginning of Diwali celebrations, basically the onset of winters. Yeah. And with the onset of winters, it seems that Dhanvantri said that our body slows down. The metabolism becomes comparatively slower due to the movement of earth away from the sun, something like that. And it is the 13th day, that is of the Kartik month, where they say that it is Trayodashi, right? I think if I'm right, you can put on the chat. Maybe I'm not naming it Trayodashi. I think it's the 13th day, where of the Hindu month of Ashwin or Kartik. Also, it's both are one and the same. On this day, people clean and decorate their homes so that things become neat, purchase new items, and worship Lord Dhanvantri for health and Goddess Lakshmi for wealth. So the thing over here that we're talking about Dhanteras is just not about wealth. It is also, or else it's majorly about health. So that's the first day. The second day, we get into Choti Diwali or Naraka Chaturdashi. So in this Naraka Chaturdashi, also known as Choti Diwali, it actually falls on the 14th day, the next day of the dark fortnight, again Kartik month or Ashwin month. It is associated with the legend of Lord Krishna defeating the demon Narakasura. I think you know this as well. God is present everywhere, and that particular story gets originated. People light lamps, burst firecrackers, and perform rituals to ward off evil. They celebrate victory of good over bad again. This is the second day. The third day, again, look at the story of this particular Diwali where Lakshmi Puja. Women were the central part of celebration during this particular day. The respect for women, today we talk about women empowerment, was already there long time ago in Indian culture. The third day is mainly for the new moon day, which is Amavasya of the month of Ashwin or Kartik. People perform Lakshmi Puja to seek the blessings of Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth over here. Homes are illuminated with oil lamps, candles, and decorative lights. Fireworks and feasts are also part of the celebration. Now, the story behind this, this is actually, we're talking from the literary works, but it seems that the oil that's were used at that particular time, the neem oil, the coconut oil, with a certain mixture over there, used to actually keep away the insects. And this is the science behind diyas at that particular time. Onset of winter also includes a lot of microorganisms, including increase in mosquito bites. And in order to keep these things away, not the crackers, we're talking about diya. The oil used to act like a repellent, a literal insect repellent. Should read about it. That's a science integration, which we'll talk little later. Fourth day is the Govardhan Puja, Padwa, where we talk about Shukla Paksha. It's Govardhan Puja is observed on the first day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartika. It commemorates the little of Govardhan Hill by Lord Krishna to protect the people of Vrindavan. Well, devotees build small hillocks using cow dung, worship them, and perform rituals. During this particular time, Krishna is taken as a central element because a very simple element called as ghee, that also cow ghee. Cow ghee used to be one of the only source of proteins apart from milk that can be given to the children. There are times when people become lactose intolerant. Lactose means the content that's present in milk. Some children might not like it, or it might be allergic to their body. The only other food which is rich in all the ingredients of milk, excluding the lactose, is the cow ghee. In order to get in the science behind cow ghee, look at the story that we were communicated. Govardhan Puja. You knew this, or this is new to you? You can put it on the chat. Bhai Dooj is again interesting. The last day, the fifth day, where we talk about celebrating the second day of the bright fortnight of Kartika. It is dedicated to the bond between brothers and sisters. Sisters apply tikka on their brothers' foreheads, perform aarti, and pray for their well-being. Brothers in turn give gifts to their sisters. Very similar to Raksha Bandhan, right? But here in this case, Bhai Dooj is all about the actual story. People traveling back from their businesses, from their trades, from respective locations to their home. They are welcomed with lights and crackers, and when they walk through the streets, it has to be lit up. That's how Diwali is related to Bhai Dooj as well. So look at the science behind each and every story that's coming over here. And this can be done only when you have, or we have, a very good understanding about our history, culture, and tradition. So in order to bring the concept of Pythagoras theorem or trigonometry, the concepts are quite important. But more important is the integration of art with that. We remember our culture and tradition, at the same time the concepts are delivered better. So that's why art integration is very important, and this is where we are integrating the literature, the story part. Let me quickly play one small video on that. And here we go. Great. And then I would like to show you the slides. And for that, it's a very short video to quickly give you understanding of what Diwali is. You might know some of them, but not all of them.
Around the world, people are lighting up the sky with fireworks and dressing up their homes with colorful decor and candles. It's Diwali, the festival of lights. The word Diwali was inspired from a Sanskrit word called Deepavali, which means rows of lit lamps. And that's why Diwali is known as the Festival of Lights. The 5-day festival is celebrated every fall by Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, and some Buddhists. Hindus celebrate Diwali to rejoice Lord Ram's return home after being exiled for 14 years and defeating a king known as Ravan. Jains celebrate the festival to mark the spiritual awakening of their lord Mahavira. Sikhs celebrate Diwali to commemorate their spiritual leader Guru Har Govind's return to Amritsar, a city in northern India, after being imprisoned. And some Buddhists celebrate the festival to honor their emperor Ashoka's decision to follow a path of peace and converting to Buddhism, after witnessing a lot of killings. Although these 4 religions have different reasons for celebrating Diwali, what they all have in common is the concept of new beginnings, light over darkness, and good over evil. Diwali is celebrated with prayers, fireworks, candles lit inside of clay pots, rangolis, which are colored patterns drawn on the ground with colored rice or powder, and it's also a good reason to invite friends and family over for a big meal.
Did you invite anyone, by the way? Did you invite friends and family for the food? No, but that used to be a custom. It used to be a tradition in India. It's all about, all the families sitting together for a meal, and that used to be a celebration. But back right now, the celebration has become virtual. I'm having the puja over here, live streaming that to my Mumbai home where my parents are there. They are doing something, they're live streaming it over here. The world has become so fast. We are caught up in a vicious cycle of earning and learning so much that somewhere things have changed, and that's okay. That's completely fine. Nothing to blame anywhere. But here in this case, let me go back and show you the slides where we have written everything in a systematic manner, and here we go. Great. So Diwali integration with social studies. Yes, it's about religion, it's about cross-culture identity, it's about respect, differences, and Jainism, Sikhism, Buddhism, and Hinduism. These are the 4 common areas where Diwali is celebrated at one common time. Christianity and Islam do not have any specificity in this particular time, but little part, the second part, probably November last week and December first week, there are certain things, especially Christmas coming in the December last week. So that's how, somewhere or the other, all the religions will have some commonality, somewhere or the other. But this particular day or this particular week, there has been no study or find of there is a similarity between the other religions, especially like Christianity and Islam. Here in this case, Jainism, Diwali has special significance as it marks the anniversary of Lord Mahavira's attainment of nirvana, liberation, and is celebrated as a day of lights to symbolize the path of righteousness. Jains light lamps and participate in prayers and rituals during this time. If you have a Jain friend, call them up and check if this fact is correct or not. Do that. Yeah. Let's go to the Sikhism. Sikhism has got another fantastic story where we talk about Guru Har Gobind Ji, and it's one of the best stories that you can ever come across about the Sikhs. And it was about Jahangir's superstition belief, and he used to jail all the emperors at that particular time. And Guru Har Gobind Ji was also jailed in that particular time. And when he realized that Guru Har Gobind Ji has to be released, Guru Har Gobind Ji came up with this idea of, everybody has to be released along with him. And Jahangir said that in order for everybody to release, I can't do that. The people who can hold on to you or hold on to at least the part of your dress, they can be relieved. That was the condition that Jahangir put. So Guru Har Gobind Ji, he cut off his robe into multiple strands of cloths, and that was held by all the other kings and emperors. And everybody was freed, and that's how Guru Hargobind Ji became, like one of the god-like figure at that particular time. And more importantly, that particular day, that's why it's called as Bandi Bandi Chod. I hope you're able to understand. The day is celebrated as Bandi Chod Divas, which translate to Day of Liberation, and is marked by lighting lamps and offering prayers at Gurudwara. Today, Gurudwara will be very lit up. I think you know that, right? You can put it on the chat. Fantastic. Buddhism. When Diwali is not a Buddhist festival, in some religions and regions where there is a significant Hindu and Buddhist overlap, such as Nepal, some Buddhists may participate in Diwali celebrations, embracing the cultural festivities. And even this has got an amazing story. Story of Ashoka getting converted to Buddhism is very prevalent in this particular area. That's how it's celebrated among Buddhism in this particular time. Then, of course, Hinduism, the ultimate, where we talk about Hindus, the return of Lord Rama after 14 years of exile with his family, basically Lakshman, Sri Sita, after defeating the evil Ravana, returning back to the kingdom. People rejoice with lights and sounds. The path has to be lit, right? Well, here, ironically, people talk about some metaphors. They say that Ram actually killed Ravana. So Ram is the goodness in us. Ravana is the evil in us. Today is the day when we can kill our, evil, this thing. Not today. We have already killed in the share, I think, right? We have done that. Today we are returning with complete righteousness. We're really happy about it. And we are walking the pathway of our own home, the destination. Again, liberation over here, which I'm not talking about, because that again constitutes the next month of Kartik Mas. Yeah, so this is how it continues. But end of the day, it's all about light over darkness and good over evil in all the religions. This is social studies. Now, here in the social studies, when we talk about, right now, when we were explaining, we were trying to understand only Diwali as a central perspective. But whenever we talk about the culture and tradition, it could be any day. Diwali could be used as an example over there. Now, probably in the next class, when a social studies teacher is going to go to the class, they'll talk about it. There are going to be some questions, quite a tricky question that the teacher can't answer. One of the question is, Ramayan, did it really happen? Or is it just a story? I'm not going to answer that. You are the right people to answer that. Let's go forward. Let's go forward. And now we come back to one of the next concepts of Diwali integration, and that is Diwali with chemistry. And after this, we'll close. Don't worry, after this, we'll close. Now, one of the aspects of chemistry as a subject is there are too many reactions that are happening, right? Sometimes the students understand, sometimes they don't. Substances can be classified into multiple objects, but one important classification is they can be categorized under a component called as salt. Now, salt is playing a key role over here in this particular subject and Diwali. What exactly is the connect? Let me show you. So for example, here in this case, when I go to the next slide, you'll be able to see the crackers present over here. I've just taken a screenshot from one of the videos, and you can see that these are those rocket crackers. And you've got a particular element which can actually burn, and the moment you light it up, it gets burnt, and there is a certain element inside. Now that element will burn the next one, and you have got an acceleration or a busting an action which puts the force downwards, pushing the rocket go upwards. Probably I can combine physics over here for talking about every action has got equal and opposite reaction, third law of motion. And because of this, the rocket goes really high up in the sky. And by the time it reaches a certain height with a certain force, certain speed, the ball kind of a structure that's present over there, which is basically consisting of lot of chemicals. One of the chemicals is the salt that we are talking about. And that salt is responsible for the bursting of crackers. And when these are manufactured, they're already present in the form of a certain shape. For example, happy birthday is a shape. Star could be a shape. When you burn that, when it goes to the sky and burns and bursts, it equally gets distributed in all different directions, and Happy Diwali becomes enlarged. You're able to understand that, right? Let me come back. So coloring agent, for every color, there are different coloring agents over here. So various metal compounds are added to produce specific colors when burned. For example, strontium is used for red color. Barium is used for green color. Copper compounds are used for blue color, copper sulfate basically. Sodium compounds are used for yellow color. So like that, different salts are used for different colors, and based on that, these patterns are observed. Well, the oxidizing agent over here, which is responsible for the burning over here, is called as the KNO3, potassium nitrate, or any nitrate based compounds. They are very reactive. Yeah, so that's how we can talk about chemistry over here. I'm really not getting into the details. It has got a simplified and generalized representation of a firework reaction. You can see that fuel plus oxidizer, color agent plus binder, various products. If at all, there is a chapter called as chemical reactions beginning for the first time today. How about talking to the students about Diwali? Let's start with Diwali and then take the students to the rest of the topics. Probably their interest level will be comparatively increased. If you knew this, you put it, or else you put this is new to me. That's it. That's it. We're coming almost to the last part of the day. And right after this, okay, let me not play the video. And great. So Diwali integration with environmental science ke liye, I have a small video, an important video, an initiative by Government of India. Please watch this. I'll not play for a long time.
Scientists at CSIR NERI, or National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, have developed green firecrackers to reduce the menace of air pollution during the festive season of Diwali. These firecrackers were recently launched in New Delhi by Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Harshvardhan. What are green firecrackers and how helpful they can be to reduce the pollution levels? Let us see more in our special report.
2 years ago, Dr. Harshvardhan threw a challenge at the Indian scientists. The challenge was to develop green firecrackers to reduce the pollution levels during festivals such as Diwali. The scientists accepted this challenge responsibly, and within a year, National Environment Engineering Research Institute of CSIR developed different kinds of green firecrackers. But developing these firecrackers wasn't enough. It was necessary to test and define the green firecrackers very clearly based on their composition and emissions. So, after complying with all the guidelines of the Supreme Court and the Central Pollution Control Board, and after obtaining the necessary license from the Petroleum and Explosives Safety Organization (PESO), the green firecrackers were launched recently by the Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan.
ग्रीन क्रैकर जो है वो अब इस दिवाली पर मार्केट में क्यूआर कोड के साथ उपलब्ध हो गया। ये बहुत बड़ी हमारे वैज्ञानिकों की विजय है। मैं सभी CSIR की हमारी जो करीब 8 लेबोरेटरीज हैं उसके वैज्ञानिकों ने मिलकर काम किया।
The eco-friendly firecrackers developed by CSIR use potassium nitrate as the oxidant in place of barium nitrate. This replacement will bring down the emissions of particulate matter as well as harmful gases like nitrogen oxide and sulfur dioxide. The overall use of chemicals has also been minimized according to the scientists.
जो कन्वेंशनल क्रैकर्स थे और जो ग्रीन क्रैकर्स है उसमें जो एमिशन रिडक्शन है वो काफ़ी कम हो रहा है। पार्टिकुलेट मैटर 30 से 35% कम हो रहा है, SO2 कम हो रहा है, और स्मोक जो हम देखते हैं वो पार्टिकुलेट मैटर और गैसियस का मिक्सचर होता है, तो स्वाभाविक है कि स्मोक लेवल भी कुछ हद तक कम होगा।
The green fireworks will be priced cheaper or similar to the conventional fireworks. The packaging of new fireworks will have a green logo and a QR code that buyers can use to check their authenticity. CSIR NERI has entered agreements with 230 manufacturers to make the green fireworks. On the retail side, traders will have to obtain license to sell the new fireworks.
That's it. So this particular green cracker, again, it cannot be done by everyone. You need to have a license from the PESO, and based on that only it could be done. Well, that's a fantastic initiative, and this has got good amount of sound, good amount of pollution, but way less than the existing methodologies. That's the reason this is kind of getting encouraged, and that's Diwali integration with environmental science, right? So let's go further.
Scientists at CSIR NERI
and Yeah, one of the common Diwali integration that we could do is with mathematics is in the form of rangoli. Rangoli has got its own story and history about in India, where I think you would have seen that early morning when people wake up, especially the ladies. I have seen in, like, since my childhood, my elder sisters, my mother and her sisters, they've been like waking up in the morning at 4-5 o'clock, and they just have the rangoli. But there's a catch over here. The rangoli that used to be there at that particular time, in probably 90, 85, 86, or 95, even till 2000, it used to be of rice ka rangoli. It used to be rice ka atta. I think you're able to understand. It used to be mixed with water and it used to be done. But now we got the powder form, rangoli with the powder. In, like, they even in the Green Revolution, they very clearly mention, rather than encouraging the powder form of rangoli, let's encourage the rice flour ka rangoli. Why? Because those rangolis also serve the purpose of providing being the food for the ant that used to go around, and it used to keep the ants out of the house. So without harming them, we could still do that. We introduced rangoli as a powder, and we allowed the ants to ant to come inside our house, and we started making another powder for those ants to go away. That's ironic, right? Somewhere there is a business motive over there. Anyways, these are some of the aspects with respect to Diwali integration, teachers. I don't want to continue further and disturb your time. As I promised, I wanted to close it exactly at 10:45. Thank you so much for joining on another Super Sunday workshop, and especially on Diwali. If you're here, I'm very sure once you go back, your family is going to look at you with certain type of faces. That's not going to be really so comfortable. I'm going to face that outside. But still, in order to keep the commitment of being there on every Sunday, we will be there with one or the other topic that's very much relevant to the Indian education system, that can provide a decent exposure to all the people in India, especially the teaching fraternity, to understand what exactly government is moving towards to, where India is moving towards to. In case if you want to moderate this and voice out your opinion, this could be a very good platform, especially on the chat. One day we'll have one-to-one interaction also. Who knows? Once again, happy Diwali to one and all teachers. With the knowledge that you've gained today, make sure you talk about this to someone. Gossip a little bit during your lunch if possible, or over a movie that will make you retain the information for a longer time. The reflection form is coming on the chat. Try filling this before 6 o'clock tomorrow. Not today. It's completely fine. To do tomorrow 6 p.m. Till tomorrow 6 p.m. you have the time to fill the reflection form of Diwali integration topic, so that I don't disturb your Diwali after this at least. I'll see you in next Super Sunday with another super topic. And until then, thank you so much. Jai Hind. Bye everyone. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Kalyani ma'am. Thank you so much. Reflection form is coming on the chat. Thank you so much. Can make a note of it. Thank you, Saleha ma'am. Thank you so much. Nandri ma'am, thank you. Thank you, Sanchita ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Sukhdira ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Great. Thank you, Dr. Ms. Sarabjit ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ananta ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, the sweets and everything is already made in my home. My wife really wanted to give me a very good surprise of making good, delicious sweets. Her target was to make Kaju Katli, but something else got made and still tastes good. So chalega. She wanted to make laddu, besan ke laddu, but something else got made, and that is also chalega. It's like good. Just if I change the title and call it like Hira's invention, I think that will be more appropriate. But that's fine. Okay, that's fantastic, Sandhya ma'am. Thank you so much. Oh, fantastic, Nisha ma'am. Congratulations. Wow, Symbiosis is very near to me. Yeah, just besides my house. It's like Hardly 500, 600 meters. I'm stayed there. Yeah. Ask your son where we can get the crackers in Bangalore, ma'am. Without crackers, this seems to be so dull. Oh, Rajni Sudhar, ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot. Oh, Jeet Kaur, ma'am. Dhanyavad, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy and prosperous Diwali to one and all. Thank you so much. Oh, is that so? Okay, okay, okay. Near airport. Airport is like, Nisha ma'am, it's like around 2 hours distance from my home. I stay very far. Yeah. Thank you, Bini ma'am. I will, Sangeeta ma'am, Sangeeta Gopal ma'am, for sure. I love Port Blair. The charm of a particular place is determined by the people living there. If I love Port Blair, indirectly, it is the people who make the place beautiful. Similarly, Kolkata for that matter, Mumbai for that matter. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Oh, is that so? Great, fantastic, Nisha ma'am. It'll be quite rush, by the way, this time. Azmatullah Sheikh, thank you so much. It was the session which is mandatory. Exactly, exactly. Yes, Dr. Shtyak, you're absolutely correct. Thank you, Nageshwar Rao, sir. Thank you, thank you. Happy NEP NCF Deepavali to all. You've got some sense of humor. Great. Let's close the session, teachers. Don't ask any doubts on the chat today. Go and stay with your family. Bye, everyone. I'll see you in another Super Sunday workshop with another great topic. Bye.